Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Quick audio visual check. Can everybody hear me okay? See my screens all right? Loud and clear. Thank you, Jerry. Brent, good to see you as well. My name is Michael Leidick, and I am the founder of BackToTheFutureTrading.com. Along with my best friend and co-founder, Ron Gardner, we'd like to thank you today for participating in our training event. It is a privilege to spend this time with you today, and we're very excited to share what we know with you in the hopes that we can help level the playing field against what we believe to be rampant institutional manipulation and corruption. Now, those of you that are with us today, you're participating because you saw something very intriguing in an email and a YouTube video, one of our posts about a project called TachEon Warp. This is funny. TachEon Warp is a program that we developed for traders about 4 years ago, the culmination of 10 years of research and development. It's our flagship tool. It's designed for futures, forex, equities, and cryptocurrency traders, and leverages the power of data mining to search through thousands of bars of historical data and project the times and directions in the future that corrupt and rigged institutions are most likely to push markets higher or lower in the future. Now, that sounds crazy. I'm the first person to admit that it's a little on the nutty side. How can you know in the future with any kind of relative certainty what a market will do? It seems absurd. That's the whole basis of trading, is it not? To assemble all of your intellectual tools, all of your financial acumen, all of your technology, and put your wits against a competitor's wits. You're trading against somebody, a tug of war. That's trading, isn't it? No, not really. When 90% of people are losing 90% of their accounts within the first 90 days of funding those accounts, and 90% of people are on the wrong side of the trade in every circumstance, it is a reflection of corruption. It is a revelation of manipulation on a scale so broad it would surprise us to look closer. And so most of us live in the illusion that markets are fair. And if we just have the right tools, if we just go to the right schools, if we just talk to the right gurus, over time, we'll peel back layers of the onion and the orange will peel open and we'll have the jewel inside, trading for a living. Last night, I spoke with a gentleman who went to a popular trading school. He was hard sold. His name was on a list. They told him the course was $20,000. They called his house repeated times and told him, "You better act soon, Brent, because pretty soon that price was going to double. And if he wanted to learn how the markets worked, he better act fast." And so I also believe there's corruption on the other side of the aisle. Most of the people who made money in the gold rush were selling shovels and gold pans. I'm very aware of that. And so today's webinar is going to be different. Today's webinar will have a level of transparency and education unlike any other webinar in the industry across any ecosystem of vendors for any platform. You'll see at the end of this hour that I have removed myself completely from the evaluatory process. The evaluatory, is that a word? Evaluation process. Sorry. Let's begin. Are predictive signals possible? Is it possible to predict when moves will occur with any reasonable statistical certainty? It's an interesting question. And so one of the things that I want to propose to you is that it is. It is possible to know when moves are occurring in the future. Now, how do we know this? How do we have any understanding or idea that this is possible? I'm going to show you one technique right now before we look at what my software did, before we look at what the tool was capable of, before we look at the setups that produced trade after trade after trade over the last 2 extremely volatile days. Now, on its surface, this chart seems pretty weird. What's going on with these signals? Most especially the last group of these signals. What I'd like you to understand before we go too deep into it is that there's something very simple underlying this chart. And I'm going to put a label on here very quickly. And then a second label on top of another series of the signals. And I'll tell you exactly where these signals came from. Just allow me one more minute. And indulge me, please, while I fill these signals in. Okay, everywhere on this chart that you see a large green dot, any guesses what that is before I say it out loud? That's right. Every one of these dots represents 3 days, 3 trading days before a full moon minus 3. So these are lunar phases with a 3-day offset. And before you say, well, it's just kind of happening lately, it's really not. It's happening quite often. In fact, we can go back months and years and see that the same phenomenon has been occurring over and over and over again. In fact, if you just look where the new moons and third quarters occur, you'll see that there's either rampant stagnation or just an absolute stop off. So in April, May of 2019, Jerry, can you see that the new moon minus 3 and the third quarter minus 3 produced a top with stop runs? Okay. And then very similarly, in July into August of 2019, we had a phase 3 and a phase 4, a new moon with a double top stop run pattern. Okay. Now, I want you to also pay attention to what took place last year at first quarter phases, moons half full, minus 3 days. Not all of them, but let's see what most of them produced. So take a look right here, and I'm just going to take a snapshot of that pattern right here in September and August. And let's put that snapshot right there. Everybody see that? Now I'm going to bring this chart over here, and I'm going to scroll over to the right. Hey, Brent, are there any similarities between the chart on the left and the chart on the right? Well, this one is September 2019. And this one, well, we know what this one is. This is February of 2020. Now, question for those of you in the room who don't believe that leading indicators can possibly work. For those of you in the room that were taught and read online that it was impossible to know with any kind of relative certainty what was going to happen in the future. How is this working? First quarter -3. First quarter -3. New moon -3. New moon -3. Third quarter -3. Just underneath it, stop, run, drop. Third quarter, just underneath it, stop, run, drop. Oh yes, there's this wonderful signal over here. In the upper right-hand corner of my screen, can everyone see what the signal predictor is telling me? There's a phase 2, full moon, -3, coming in 7 hours and 45 minutes. So if I come over here and I put a green dot, Brent, is it reasonable to assume with more than a 50-50 possibility that when we arrive at that time, we're going to see a behavior pattern that looks like this? Okay, well, let's analyze what took place. And I had a great conversation with a customer last night about this. They came down and they ran the stop right here. Just abjectly ran it. So there's an initial touch of the 120 moving average, a rise up, a stop run here, and then what? A retest, and then a rise up again. Let's go ahead and take a picture of that. That seems important. Now, there's no guarantee that this will happen, but people are leaving footprints, tracks behind in the sand for us to follow, aren't they? Okay. So what I see looking at this chart is there's a little Kumasayama right here. And Brent, I'm going to assume the Kumasayama in our example is here. Can we say that that's probably the case if we're matching apples to apples? Well, in fact, we'll make the Kumasayama yellow too. And we'll blow it up. So Kumasayama on the left, Kumasayama on the right. We'll draw a horizontal line right here. And we'll draw a horizontal line right there. Now, here's my question, Lars, Jerry, those of you joining us here today. Sharon, shalom. Shalom, son of David. Was there coronavirus in August? Does anyone remember the coronavirus flying around in August of last year? Huh. But we were told, hey, Natalie, we were told that the drop occurred because of the corona thing. Boom, 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 my corona. Boom, 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 boom. Remember that song? I think that's how it went. I don't understand. Why does the size of the blue cheese hunk in the sky have anything to do with why the markets are moving? Why is this happening on a schedule if reports are coming in daily? In Boulder, Colorado today, a man sneezed. The market fell $14,000 because that guy. Okay, they said market go down when people sneeze. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with that, does it? Is there a possibility? Is it entirely possible that institutions and conglomerates manipulate information to induce fear, panic, paranoia in the general population as to accomplish a financial end? Has that ever happened in the history of the universe? Huh. Okay, so what are we saying here? What are we talking about? Let's give them something to talk about. Well, if we look at this chart, we see that the retest occurs somewhere in the level of this candle right here, this Komasayama right there. Well, now we have a plan. We have a guideline. We have a template, something they don't want you to see. So I'm going to put another Komasayama right here. And I'm going to paint that the same color, as close as I can get it. And we'll make it thick. So I've got one Komasayama, a second Komasayama right here. Now to make my chart look similar, I'm going to draw the arrow this way. So what happens after the full moon day? It looks like there's a push up. Or it looks like, in this case, if the push up has already occurred, there are 2 days of up and down where the down kind of brings us over here. And then where does it go? Well, it starts to work its way back up. Can you take me home enough? Dun-dun-dun. Right? And they don't quite break it, or maybe they do break it because the Fed is pumping billions of dollars into the overnight lending. And then what happens? They come back and they do it again. When does that second little pump occur? It occurs somewhere over here. First quarter phase minus 3 days. That's crazy. How do you know that? That's insane. What are you talking about? Well, they did it over here. And it's taking place the same way over here. So from an options standpoint, this now becomes what? A low risk opportunity. How many people are buying calls when they pierce this low over here? Not too many, right? I'm not standing in front of this thing. Look at that drop that just occurred. So in all of this, have we learned there's an element of predictability in trading that isn't discussed in the mainstream? is there an element of predictability in the markets that isn't commonplace knowledge among retail traders and investors? There has to be. There's no denying that it took place. In fact, I can add years and years and years and years of data. It's not a recent phenomenon. I can go back and back and back and back, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. This is 2015, December 28th, 2015. Hey, Wayne, where have we seen this before? Where have we seen this before? Where have we seen this pattern before? Oh, that's right. It's happening again right now. So I show you that to introduce you to the perspective of predictability. I want to introduce you to the fact that I'm not crazy. In fact, there's evidence that banks have been doing this now for over a century. We have evidence from people who dig deep into journals and look at quotations. One customer several years ago sent me this quote. It's one of my favorite quotes because it exemplifies the brazen nature of the 1%. The richest man on earth, the captain of industry, Mr. Railroads himself, the original scammer. To this day, JP Morgan, first in line for trading violations year after year. Billions of dollars of income into the federal government from fines imposed on JP Morgan trading. They have been manipulating markets since markets were markets, but they've known something about you. You are manipulatable. You believe the markets are random. You love a good story. Is Palpatine a clone, or did he come back to life? How did Rey get force powers in Last Jedi? I don't understand. Please tell me, what's the rest of the story? Don't worry, little person. We'll tell you everything. Why is the market falling off a cliff? Is it that coronavirus thing? My wife lives next door to a Chinese lady and they moved and they burned the house down behind them. Yes, it's exactly why the market's falling, the coronavirus. You should sell. We're being told stories, good stories, with people in shiny hair and suits, microphones and smocks, live on the trading floor. This is Bill Bighead. Susan, back to you. So what do we do differently? Well, we're trying to tell you the truth. We're trying to set traders free from the cycle of win, loss, 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 loss. From the cycle of there's no way I can do this. What's so interesting about this chart is that it's part of an experiment that we all took place in today. If you're here today, you either own the software or you're receiving marketing emails from me. And in those marketing emails, I link to a web page. Now, if you forgot or you didn't look, it's okay. I know those emails can be pretty blah, but here's a copy of it in your GoToWebinar chat box, just in case you didn't open it. I can't blame you. Here you go. You'll see that I provided forecasts based on the output from our software on Tuesday night for Wednesday and Thursday in popular futures and Forex markets. One of those was crude futures. Oh, Now, I'm going to pull this chart up really quick and blow it up. And I'm just going to ask a really quick question. Can everyone here see where it says 821? And it also says 821 on the histogram that I gave everybody on Tuesday night. Can everyone see where it says 842 and where it says 842 on the chart that I sent almost 80,000 people on Tuesday night? 724, 630. Would you concede that the times I published on Tuesday night and sent to 80,000 people are in fact the same times that are on the chart that I presently have overlaid on today's crude futures price action? Yes or no? What do you think? Are there any cards up my sleeve? Did any signals disappear or repaint somewhere they don't belong? Is anything different from what I included in the output on Tuesday night? Yes or no? It's an important question because the education field, the tool field for traders, is riddled with manipulation. Other vendors make tools where the signals disappear and reappear. Other vendors just flat out lie about the effectiveness of their tool. Or there's an element of secrecy. If you just buy my software and trust me, I will show you a secret universe. A whole new world. Fantastic lagging indicators. All of my signals here will disappear and reprint where they look so good right now. Right? That's what they do. So it's kind of weird. It's a little strange when this dude comes along who sings weird songs into the microphone and he publishes a forecast. He publishes the dates and times of these little moon signals that have nothing to do with the moon. So in CL, if we look at all the signals, can we say that what was expected followed some sort of plan today? Dave, stick with what we got right here. Okay, then we'll come over and take a look at this one. Is there any indication that what was expected to take place today actually took place at the times we were expecting moves most of the time? Yes or no? And this is our first example. We're going to cruise through a few of them today. The level of energy in the room right now is overwhelming. Wow, guys, calm down. Not one person answered. Of course it did. Of course the signals did what they were supposed to do at these times. Okay. Now, we come over to the index and we'll look at the NQ next. And I want to propose a trade rule. In fact, I want to propose two trade rules. Wait, didn't I do that already? Oh yeah, I did. On the web page that had the timing signals published, I linked to a video where I said, we'll also be showing how the signals can be traded using one of these tool entry rules. And I linked to a video that I've used now for years. Is it years or a year? February of 2018. So about a year and a half. Wait, February 2018, February 2019, February 2020. Yeah, 2 years. I had it right the first time. In that video, I describe 2 setups in detail. And I tell people when we get to these times that were published, what are we going to do? What's the plan, Stan? Hop on the bus, Gus. Don't need to be coy, right? Just hop on the knees and set yourself free. Here's the plan. The first part of our plan is easy. As Lionel Richie said, easy like Sunday morning. When the moving average, in this case, which is not a secret, it's not a proprietary thing, it is a 120 period exponential moving average, is moving down, we're going to look for selling pressure times. Selling pressure times. We're going to go with the flow, man. Now, what's so special about these times? I want you to think about this. In the past, when the software, 12,000 plus lines of code, sifted through the thousands of historical bars in this market, they came back with something. Think of it like a tracking dog. We're looking for a criminal, trying to pick up the trail. Bow! Bow! Did you find him, Blue? Bow! Whoa, he's got something. Everywhere you see a blue line on the histogram represents a time that JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs, they did something. We don't know why. We're not sure how the cabal works exactly. We do know that if there's a blue line on the histogram and a subsequent blue dot at the close of the candle, it's there because someone left evidence behind, historically in the form of a pivot. Something that's been happening over and over again. Something that human eyes aren't really geared to see. We're not hardwired to be data miners. And so banks hide their malfeasance in plain sight. And so when the trend is moving down, the train is moving in a direction. And what we're hoping for with our very simple system is another wave of selling pressure. Think of it like a fire that's burning at a medium pace, and then someone pours gasoline on top of it. If you're a guy, there's a point in your life where you came in the house missing half of your arm hairs. And your mom, your wife, your girlfriend looked at you and said, "Where did your arm hairs go?" You were scared for a moment and then laughed nervously, remembering the blaze you created just moments earlier in the yard. You're not supposed to pour gas on the fire. And yet we still do it. Anyway, so when we arrive at these times, we tell the software to put the dots and a little blue line a certain distance away from the signal. Now, if you come with me into the software, I want you to see that it's consistent with the number that I use each webinar each week. If it's a 1-minute chart, we're going to use a 10-tick offset. If it's a 3 or a 5, we'll use a 15. And that's pretty nuts considering the volatility lately. Now, the rule in the video said what? We're going to enter at the close of the candle. We're going to enter at the close of these candles. Our stop will be 1 tick above the offset. In this case, 11 ticks away from the high of the selling signal candle. What is the premise of the trade? If they did it before, and we know when they usually do it, if they do it again, we're on board. Our contracts are being pushed by their contracts. Our trade plan is swept into their trade plan. Everybody with me so far? Nod your head if you're still on board. I can't tell if you're deeply engrossed or unconscious. Nodding. Good. So, if we enter at 8:48 and we exit by 9:39, we basically finish break even, right? There's no way you're letting a winning trade like that turn into a losing trade. We finish where we started, and that's what happens in the markets lately. But at one point, Brad, look, we were up 149 ticks, $600+ straight away. It fell straight down after the report this morning. But if we finish with our simple little rule, we took a whopping 1 tick away from it. Now, next time comes 9:42, right after the open. Oh my God! Look, just like the lunar chart, they trick you and they trip that stop right there. Look at that little nipple right there. Doink! Oh, we're going up. No. Nay, nay, shenanay. We're going downtown, Julie Brown. Close of the candle at 9:42. It falls and it falls and it falls and it falls. And at 10:12, when we're expecting more buying, they give half of it back. But it's better than 1 tick. At 10:54, it goes down $250 initially, and then comes back and hits the break point right there for -25. All right, I see what you're doing. We're going to go to 12:42, the close of the candle, to the next signal, 103. There's 60 ticks, 59. 118 comes, and it reverses completely against us, -65. 233, really small risk, 21. And now here, 6 o'clock into the close, at 6:15, we're done for 36 ticks. So, what's up with that? Interesting, right? Any questions so far? This, at the end of the day, so far, with just that signal, is plus 50 ticks on a day that just about tore everybody's life away. Sophie, the stop is going to go 1 tick above this line. See that blue line right there? I'm going to go ahead and make a red line. Red means danger, right? So good to see you, Sophie. Thanks for hanging out. So we'll get rid of this. And Sophie, everywhere I have a blue line on my chart, I'm going to put a stop right above it. Does that make sense? You good with that so far? Okay, cool. The second setup is weird. It's really weird. You ready for it? Here we go. But I talked about it in the video, so I'm not making it up. If we're in a downtrend, and we get to a down signal, we know what to do. So Sophie, there's a dot. There's a candle. There's our stop line. Our stop goes right above it. Come on. And then it goes down, it goes down, it goes down, it goes down. And we get out by the next time, right here. Everybody understands that part of it. In, out. The second trade is a little stranger. If the market's moving down and it's still moving down, what direction do we want to trade if we can help it? Down. But David, when we get to this buying pressure time, what's supposed to happen? What's supposed to happen when we get to the buying pressure time? Well, it either consolidates because people are taking profit and buying right here, or it does what? It reverses and goes in the other direction. That's what's expected to happen at that time. Sophie, what does it mean? What does it mean if that doesn't happen? What does it mean if price continues to fall? Think about it. This dot represents a behavior pattern. What is the behavior pattern? What do they usually do? They usually buy around this time. What does it mean if they're not buying around this time? Think about it. Where did everybody go? You're there with your short contract. Hello, 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 hello. Anybody buying? Where is everybody? Buddy. Wait, you're telling me I can take a short here and there's no one going to resist it? Huh. So here's the rule. Ready? If it punctures the stop line of the counter trend signal, it is an aggressive indication that the behavior pattern that usually takes place, Sophie, is absent. They're gone. They gave up. You show up at the other guy's castle and all the gates are open and the place is empty. Hey, we were ready for a battle. It's like showing up to the Northern Kingdom in Game of Thrones and they're gone. It's just Bran sitting under a tree. Why do I know that name? So, if they completely abandon their buying position, we're going to hang on until the next signal. We're going to ride this train as hard as it can go. If it's a bloodbath and they're not stepping in to stop it, let's hang on to the back of the horse and get all the way to the next corral. Where do we put our stop? Well, when the fearless thousands push forward, When we break that line, Sophie, I'm going to put my stop just above the break candle, the puncture candle. Check it out. At 8:42, they do not puncture the candle. Stop. At 9:39, they do not puncture the candle stop. At 10:12, they do not puncture the candle stop. In each of these instances, Sophie, they defend the castle. No, we're going to be purchasing here. Don't even try to bet against us. Oh, the trend's not going to go down anymore? No, we're stepping in and stopping it right here. We have some more manipulation to do. What happens at 11:51 though? Hey, that looks a lot like our example from the video. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Look at it. 11:51 is below the moving average. Pay attention, David. This is gold right here. There's a double whammy right here. In and out and in again. The very first candle at 11:54, blow it up. Here we go. Through the miracle of technology, we can blow the chart up. Check it out. The first time through the gate, we short it. Our stop is right above here, and then they take it out. We're done, minus 36 ticks. But then, Dave, what do they do a second time? So there's our first stop. They come back into the line a second time. Second time, where's our stop? Right here. Where are we going short, Sophie? Right there. We tried it here. We try it again. Our stop is here. Dave, where do we get out? The next signal. Through the miracle of technology, we can auto-focus the chart. We pull it in. First time, minus 36. Second time, watch. 26,400 essentially. 26,360, 350, 340, 330, 26,285, 275, 26,225, 26,181. Let's put a little slippage in there, 188. First time, we lose 36. Second time, we win 211 extra. Now it happens again. Where did it happen next, Dave? The 11:51 signal broke. Which signal next broke? Think of it like a breakout trade. Some of you are really good breakout traders. 103, that's right. So at 103, we have another one of those examples. They're supposed to push up. If they don't push up, they're standing aside, or they're done covering some of their profits. And so in this instance, our stop goes right above this candle right here. We enter short the minute it punches through the white line. And we're out by 318 plus 44. I had the stop in the wrong place. It's just above this candle right here. So we add 44 to the mix. Where's the next break, Sophie? Where does it puncture the next time? Anybody? Bueller. 157. Yeah. 157, same thing. It punches through the white line right there. Where's our stop? One tick above the puncture candle, right here. Just like the video. Where do we enter short? Right here. We take a lot of heat on this trade, more than we did on the last two. But guess what? Dum, 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 dum. Oh no! Dum, 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 dum. Ah, dum, dum, dum. It's profitable. And then right here at 233 candle, we take a little bit extra, a little bit of lunch money, 14 ticks. So since we started this, we had 50 ticks, then we lost 36. So we're down to 15. We added 211, which makes it 225. Then we added 44 ticks, which made it 265. Let's round it down. And on average, say using two very simple setups that I taught in the video before we got to the signal. In that session, after the economic report at 8:30, the unemployment deal, Sophie, that signal net 250 ticks. How many dollars per tick is it in the YM? Anybody? That's right. It's $5. $250 times 5. That's $1,250. In what we were told was an unpredictable, coronavirus-driven, panic-riddled, paranoia-driven market collapse. And yet, when we apply some pretty basic rules to it, it was a net profitable system. So let's take a look at the NQ signals, and then we'll go back and look at yesterday's YM for a 2-day total. Does this look like a random market or a planned market? I'm not going to go add up all the signals. It is a net profitable afternoon. Did the times I sent to nearly 80,000 people line up remotely in any way, shape, or form with what actually took place in what could be easily described as the most insane market I've ever seen in the history of my experience? Like riding lightning bolts today. What would you have done if you went short at 11:56 and 12:57 and 12:40 and 12:54? What would you have experienced at 1:15, 1:35, 1:52, and 2:13? How about over here at 2:38 or 3:30? Sophie, does that look like they had a plan at these times? Yeah, 2 of them got stopped out. Now, I want you to think back to what we started with. Okay, we started with this. And it seemed kind of hippy-dippy, kind of tree-huggy. Dave, that's awesome. Dude, you're a rock star. Dave Patterson, attorney at law. Did you slip and fall at your job? Did someone rear-end you on the way to the work? Call Dave Patterson and Associates now. That's when I see your name, I see this really handsome guy on a billboard. I'm not making fun of you. I'm home all by myself alone, and this is how I entertain myself. I'm like Walter Mitty behind a 20-year-old desk right here. You should see this thing. It's falling apart. Ah, I needed that. Thank you. But when we started out, Sophie, this seemed pretty crazy, but it had some merit, right? But it was on a huge daily chart. There's no way we can take advantage of stuff intraday with this. But to come down to that chart and realize what? That we had the times in the email. And we can scroll all the way down and see E-mini NASDAQ right here, 1 minute chart. And we can click on it and compare all those times that I just gave you to what took place. We don't have to do it. You can do it on your own time. You can use this on tick charts. Dave, I can change this chart to a tick chart. I can change it to a range, Renko, volume, bar chart. It doesn't matter. Warp will work on tick charts, range charts, volume charts, minute charts, any conventional bar type. Some customers argue it's more accurate with a tick chart because the pivots are less what's the word? Whippy. Would you agree? Most people who use tick, range, Renko volume charts go to them because price action is cleaner. There's no wicks. So I can put this on a tick chart. And in some cases, Dave, the price action would be more accurate because there's less whippiness. This morning was rough. Yeah, agreed. We are living in historic times. Faux show. But if you followed the rules, Dave, and I know you said you're still working on that, right? We just added up real quick from here to here. Stop out right there. Stop out right here. Entry, exit. Stop out here. Stop out here. Stop out here. Now, Dave, watch this one. Ready? In all the way. There's the $44 move that takes out all those losers. Small stop out right here. In again, all the way up. 25. Stop out here. Now it starts getting ridiculous. 23 down. 12 down. 47 down. 10 down. 7 down. Right? So the roughness in the morning is basically break even and then down. Dave, congratulations. Dave said he finished up $820. So we have 1250 on the YM for yesterday. We can go back. And Sophie, if I add up the same signals, right? If we go through it yesterday at breakneck speed, right here to here, 354. It almost made it. Yesterday, if I use a calculator really quick, using the same rules, and you guys can double check my work while I add this up. I have 154 plus 7 plus 263 plus 240 minus 41 minus 57 minus 7 minus 32 minus 46 minus 48. The net total on this day was 433 times $5 per contract is 2,165. Let's call it $2,000. Brad, we did good. We did good. So yesterday was $2,000. Today was $1,250. So across the 2 days, using two very simple signals, Sophie, that we knew about in advance, using the trend as a filter, trading in the direction of the trend only, we net, hypothetically, of course, over $3,000 in profit using signals that shouldn't work. Is that a fair statement? Using signals that shouldn't work. In markets that we're told are unpredictable, are completely random, responding entirely to global events. And here's the truth. They're not responding to global events. There is a small pool of very rich people who push. Is this doable with a high-speed market? Okay, so Brad, what do we know that nobody else knows because the prediction is leading? It's a good question. Thanks for asking it. Which is harder? Number one is spelling. Executing on a signal that appears out of nowhere, or executing on a signal we know the exact time of. Which one's easier to close? Which one are you going to get slippage on? Well, let's take a look. There's an indicator in NinjaTrader called bar timer. Have you ever used the bar timer indicator? It counts down like a rocket launch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What do we know when that candle closes? What do we know? We know exactly where we're going to put our order. Can we use a limit order to reduce slippage? Well, take a look with me. Brad, could you have put a limit order on the close of that candle exactly where you wanted it and been filled? Would you have been rushed? Would you have felt overwhelmed with volatility? Or would it have crisscrossed your order 100,000 times in 30 seconds? The latter. How about over here? Brad, would we have been filled if we put our order exactly where we wanted it with no slippage? 3, 2, 1. Order filled. We can put our order exactly where we want it. We can put our order exactly where we want it. And you'll see in each case, don't place it right below. Place it on the candle close. Brad, in each of these cases, you could have gotten in easy. Look how many times it crossed your limit order price. Look how many times it crossed your limit order price. Here it only happened for about a minute, but it crossed it twice. How about over here? Would you have been filled where you wanted to? How about over here? Would you have been filled? The problem is people come here and they have all these experiences with lagging indicators. And when you trade with lagging indicators, it's like trading with a scary clown in your closet. This is what lagging indicators does. You never know, Johnny, when I'm going to jump out and paint an arrow on your screen. Feel like going long? I'll tell you when. Not now, not now, not now. Now, hurry, 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 hurry. Brad, I want you to acknowledge what I said before you start asking crazy questions. Would you have been filled at the exact price you wanted to be filled at if we knew the times in advance on all of these signals? There's only one right answer, but you have to say it. He would have, yeah. That's the benefit of all of this. Oh, there's another benefit too. On the right-hand side of every chart, Sophie, did you see what we just did here? 1250, London session, $2,000. Predictive signals that had no business working, that you had 2 days in advance, with a system that's so simple a 6-year-old could do it, made over $3,000. So there are two schools of thought. Can you tell when I'm about to start acting like a jerk? I can. I'm getting better at it. There are two schools of thought, Sophie. About 60% of net profitable traders that I've spoken with report trading a trend system. 20% of the customers report trading what's known as a mean reversion system. Mean reversion essentially means they try to pick tops and bottoms. Which one would you describe yourself as, Sophie? Part of the 60 or part of the 20? Because there's two facts. Yeah. So beginner in Forex, you're not really accustomed to statistics. You're tied into marketing language from vendors. 85% win rate. You only have to risk 100 pips to make 5. So in a trend trading system, the models are generally 45 to 50% accurate with what's known as a profit factor of 1.25 to 1.5, which means for every dollar that you lose, you make $1.50. In a mean reversion system, something with a Keltner channel, a Bollinger Band, a Donchian channel, your win rate is somewhere in the 60 to 65 percentile with a profit factor of 1 or 0.9, which means you risk $1 to make 90 cents. So what I've learned over the years is that I try to go with what most people are doing successfully. And it's easier to trade a trend system. The signals work half the time, but when they work, they almost go twice as far. So people report having less stress with a trend system. I don't have to be right all the time. Trend systems generally, and please correct me if I'm wrong, have one or two indicators. Mean reversion systems, or trying to pick tops or bottoms, have 3 or 4 or as many as 5 indicators. They usually involve some form of support and resistance, some form of divergence, some form of a band, some form of a time, and some form of an overbought or oversold condition. And so what I've learned over the years is to sort of ask 2 questions. Number one, when I come here and we look at the signals, Sophie, generally the signals that we were expecting things to happen at occurred about 6 out of 10 times, right? Can we say that or agree on that? The times that we were waiting for moves up and moves down, even if they weren't big, they happened 6 or 7 times out of 10. Is that a fair statement? Now I'm talking about signals, not setups. So 60 to 70% of the time, what we were expecting to happen at that time happened. Now on a trading side, we have to contain the signals inside of the constraints of a rules-based system. So if I apply what most of the net profitable people are doing, we can expect an expectancy of somewhere in the 45 to 50% range, with the winners considerably larger than the losers. Okay? So if we go back and look at a day like yesterday, Sophie, it's winning and losing about the same amount of time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 more little losers. We can add a couple winners to it if we go back a little further too. So it's losing and winning about the same amount of time. But when we get the winners, 154, 263, 240, they're 3 or 4 times the size of the losers. So can you see the advantage of a trend system? When the signals go, they go. Yeah, Mark, I can send you the workspace that I use in the presentation. Can this be automated? Yes. If you have a, you can work with a programmer who will set up the strategy exactly how you want it to be run, and the signals can be automated, yes. So we can recommend a programmer who's built strategies using this software if you wanted to go that route. But you at least understand what I was saying just now, right? Thanks, Mark. Okay, cool. So it's all about the statistics of the model. And this, by the way, works on Forex pairs. So you're not just limited to futures. So Sophie, here's a 1 hour Euro US dollar chart. If we look at it the same way, the moving average on the Euro is up, right? Can you see the signals that we would be looking for long entries? The tool can do both. You can ignore the shorts, or David, you can apply the rule that we just learned. I'm a buyer right here. We'll draw an arrow. I'm a buyer if it goes through this line. And then Dave, my stop is right underneath the candle that blew through the selling pressure time. There's nobody in the castle. Hello? 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 Anybody? 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 I really want to buy the euro. Any shorts in here? Here? I got the whole place to myself. I got the whole place. Bum, 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 bum. When do I get out? 12 o'clock. 60 plus pips later. Now that's the only signal in 5 days that punctured. The last signal was 12 o'clock yesterday to go long, Sophie in the euro. It ends 8 o'clock tonight. And so far, if you took that trade, you're up 35 pips. I think it's 35 or 351. I never know with these crazy Forex charts. But Sophie, can you see where this is an advantage? Because I know the times in the future. Have you ever seen a chart like this, guys, where the times are waiting for us in the future? It's unbelievable. It's a giant flashlight, a giant data spotlight. And it's saying, hey, we're getting ready to do something. You want to come? Yeah, I'd really love to come with you guys. All right, get ready. We're going long. Close of the candle. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm walking. Yes, sirree, I'm walking. So you come back with me. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Ding. There's 54. No way they're going to break this line. Blah. Here we go. Whee! Ding. 3 o'clock. We're going to go long. Nope. Stop out. Womp, womp. 13 ticks. Give it back. They puncture the line right here by 1 pip. Where's the stop? Right below the candle. Womp, womp. Give 10 ticks back. 9 o'clock comes. Bump, bump, bum, bum, bump, bump, bum, bum, bum. Ding. Get 14 of that right back. 9 o'clock the next morning. Mom, I want some Cheerios. Mommy's trading, sweetheart. Pipe down. Ding. Bump, bump, bum, bum, bump, bump, bum, bum, bum. Ding. There's 58 ticks. 5 o'clock comes. Market's slowing down. We get in, we get out. We don't make anything. Neutral. Midnight. We give 13 of it back. Here comes 10 o'clock. Mom, Cheerios. What? Ding, ding. 17. 3 in the morning. What are you doing up? I'm placing a trade. Go back to sleep. How do you even know this is the time to trade? My software is awesome. It's rocking my world. You should stay with me. Bum, 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 bum. Ding, 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 ding. Alarm. 8 o'clock. Getting out. How'd your trade do? Made 66 pips. No puncture, no puncture, no puncture. 12 o'clock, lunchtime. Julie's on her break. What do you want, Brenda? You know how to change the paper. Don't pretend you don't know how to change the paper on the printer. All right, what is it, 12 o'clock? All right, I'm long. Bump, bump, bum, bum, bump, bump. 35 pips up. I'm getting out at 8 o'clock. Calling Uber Eats. Getting some takeout, not cooking. Made money today. Or Julie, you can do it your way. Looks like a bullish candle here with a
Fibonacci 729 reversal up to the 121 extension. Oh, high ATR VIX value, non-farm payroll in 45 minutes. Guru says it may go up or down or not do anything. Oh, it sounds smart.
I'm tired of that. Aren't you tired of that? Look. Future signals as far as the eye can see. I have been told that my webinars are too long. I've been told that they're too complicated. They're too nutso. Brent, I'm not going to go over the whole DAX. The last signal was at 518 or 318 on the signals that I sent out. Did it go up at 515, 18 on my chart? Did it go down when it was supposed to at 233? Come on, man. These two signals were the farthest from the forecasts. These were the farthest from the publishing of the emails. And when you first got in that trade, ready? 1, 2, boom, 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 boom. It went straight down, $17 in the DAX. Come on, man. Straight down. Hasn't hit the stop here. And if by some freak chance you wanted to take a counter trend long, it went straight up, $60. 60, or as our brothers in the South say, 60. On the ES. White candle, close under the 120 EMA. Sophie, where's our stop? Wait, I've got this. Right above the candle that punctures the white line. That's right. You are so smart. Here we go. Enter. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, bum, 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 bum. Ding. That's a $31 move. It's a $31 move. Oh, there's a stop out. How much of that did we give back? 3. 315 comes. The puncture occurs right here, and Sophie, it doesn't follow through. I give 10 of that back. At 1040, the candle closes over the moving average right here. It finally crosses above. Sophie, guess what I get to do when it closes above the moving average? I go long. Where does my stop go? Below the candle that crossed over the moving average. When do I get out? At 1120. There's $14. 14, 44, 34, 30. That's $1,500. If you sold it right before the close, there's another $250 to play with. From 1040 to the close, there's nearly $1,500 per contract on the most manipulated market in the world. All right. Questions about this? Anybody? Let me move your questions away. Stand by. Got one more thing I want to show. I want you to know the truth. Everyone is lying to you. The television is lying to you. Your guru is lying to you. He wants you to be sucked into his marketing funnel, his marketing campaign. Let me change one thing here really quick. Yep, I got
Careful,
that.
you're gonna have a lot of gurus coming after us.
Yeah, they love it. They love to shoot their mouths off.
I remember those guys.
Yeah, they're insane. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to go that route. I'm not going to go that route. Oh, by the way, this works on larger time frames too. This is the gold futures market on a weekly time frame. Can you guys see this okay? I'm never sure if the weekly charts show up all right. Yeah. We can look at 9-second charts. I can look at 9-minute charts. I can look at 9-hour charts. I can look at daily charts. I can analyze weekly charts. Can everybody see what happened on Sunday, March 1st, the close of that week right here? What if you had a call option in gold right there, right here? What if you had a call option in gold right here, and right here? What if you waited till August 1st, July 1st, excuse me, or November 29th of next year? How do you think you might do? All right. There's one other thing you have to remember. We are the only company online that produces a tool like this. We are the only company, as far as I know, in the world that makes a tool, 12,000 lines of code, that gives you, the individual, on your computer whenever you want it. It's like a concierge of trades. Show me the high probability times of the euro yen on a 15-minute chart. Ding! Thank you so much. Now we wait. What do I do in between signals? Do I have to sit at the computer all day like I do now? No.
You watch YouTube videos.
Make a sandwich.
You go to the deli.
Walk your dog. Watch Netflix. Catch up on Game of Thrones. Season 5 of Better Call Saul. It's all there for you. Do a push-up or two. It wouldn't kill you. Trust me. I know. Man, you can't even believe what I got in this room. I have cinder blocks and discarded pool scoops that you use to scoop the leaves out. I cut the aluminum bar and I use it like a pull-up bar in here. And then I put the bar in between 2 cinder blocks and I lift it up and pretend I'm a strong man at a circus. It's something. I do bench presses with it. I got 20 minutes till the next signal. I stretch my back. I move around. Your whole world changes when you're not locked on the computer every second of every bar. Banks want you to trade that way, like people who have gambling addictions trade. Oh man, I'm hot. This is going to turn around. Can't leave the table. As soon as I leave the table, my signal's going to come. Talked to a guy last week. He doesn't use the bathroom. He's afraid to go pee. As soon as I go pee, it's going to go. You know the times in advance. You know what you're going to do when you get there. I am a trend trader. I am in a herd of people who take signals in the direction of the trend. Small bites. When I lose a little. When I win, oh boy, it's an Ozzy Osbourne crazy train of orgasmic joy. We had a signal in one of our rooms the other day. Let me see if I can find it. It was bananas. I have it on my Kumasiyama here. There it is. Can you guys see that signal? $825. Kept going after this. I took a picture of it before I had to pay attention to the trade again. And that's not unusual. We have other trades that just go. When they go, they just disappear. Took another run. I couldn't believe this. I had all 4 charts in green positions. I was like, holy cow. Woohoo! Go, baby, go. Sarah Palin, drill, baby, drill. You get the times the software tells you. Here they are. What's the best time frame to trade? The one you're most comfortable on. I like little bitty bars on super fast markets because I have a propensity for immediate self-gratification. Some of you are slow and patient and glacial. You'll wait all day. Trade's still working, still profitable. I got 4.5 hours. Go, baby, go. You like trading on hour bars? It's as accurate on hour bars as it is on second bars, as it is on minute bars, as it is on little tick bars and big tick bars. The accuracy is fractal. It scales with the chart. Candle closes above the moving average in the direction of the trend. We go long with a stop a certain tick distance below the low. We get out at the opposite signal or if our protective stop loss is hit. If the signal is below the moving average in a downtrend, we either wait for a break of the counter trend signal stop loss, trade it to the next signal, or we trade with a signal in the direction of the trend, exiting at a protective stop loss order or wherever we are by the opposite counter trend time.
Well, isn't there something else? Isn't there a secret signal that you show on your computer that no one can see? Isn't there a setup I can learn?
There's something else we can hide from you?
Isn't there some weekend conference in Puerto Vallarta where you give me finger sandwiches and I learn the secret that made you millions? The reason your trophy wife married you and the Lamborghinis in your driveway? I don't have that?
No, I just taught you everything I know. Cut it out. What do? You let the trade pass? And we did that today. I gave you all the histograms in advance for all these markets. Euro, US dollar, CL, NASDAQ, ES, YM. We kept adding it up. $500, $1,500, $2,000 per contract. And then at the end of the video, at the end of this webinar, rather, I ask you, did it work or did it not work? I've been doing this over 10 years. You know what I change each week? Nothing. The signals, the parameters are the same. The moving average is the same. Guys tell me from marketing companies, you need to mix it up a little. People like it when it says brand new and improved. Can you change the signals up? Can you change the colors? How about mixing it up with that moving average a little bit? Make it an 89 one week, maybe a 50. How do you feel about a 50? I think you need to go away. I'm not going to change anything because it just works. 5 years, 50 webinars a year, almost 11 years. It's almost 600 webinars I've done in a row, week after week, 6,000 plus customers all over the world. And it just keeps going. Now, the thing you have to remember is this. You can have the times. You can have them. It's possible. It's like marrying someone at Goldman Sachs who can't keep their mouth shut. Hey, I'm not going to say anything, but maybe you should look at going long tomorrow at 217. Wait, what? Why did you say that? You didn't hear it from me. Baby, I love being married to you. It's so awesome. That's never going to happen, by the way. We actually have a customer whose spouse works for one of the investment banks. They tell him nothing. But we can break our way in. We can write our own invitation. We can hack the data that they leave behind. We can use it on the charts that we have the signals for. we can say, look, it's never going to be 100%, but we can get close. 6 or 7 times out of 10, we're going to know. You have no idea what the feeling is when you say, all right, here comes 251. Software says it's going to go down, and you place a short and it starts going down, and you go, oh my God, I could have had this forever ago. Number one sentence said to me over the last 10 years,
I wish I'd found you guys sooner.
number one sentence. Where were you guys before I lost $100,000 and I could afford it? I'm going to get a tattoo that says both of those things. He'll run out of ink by the time he's done. Oh man, I just got out of a horrible trade. I have $100 left in my account. Do you guys take apples as payment? Sure. What kind of apples? The green ones or the red shiny ones? Listen, all right, it works. Now, thank you, Whirl. What's involved? Where do we go from here? Well, you have two choices. I came upon a road in the woods and I took the road less traveled. On our website, you will see there is an option.
There are so many packages on your website.
No, this is the one. 90% of people get this one. This works on futures, Forex, equities, and crypto. We can look at Bitcoin. By the way, throw a moon chart on a Bitcoin while we're here. Before I forget, did everyone get this screenshot? Okay, I'll take a screenshot of it because it'll be funny coming back next week when it's perfect. Watch BTC 0320. Change your dot offset if you're using daily cycle markers to 50. Remember how there's no way to predict which direction a cryptocurrency is going to go?
Oh, Bitcoin, it's so volatile and unpredictable. Drug dealers use it.
You know who's using it now? The banks. Look, it's the same thing. In fact, I'm going to try something here real quick. Stay with me. Days advance warning 4. There it is. Full moon -4. Full moon -4. New moon -4. New moon -4. New moon -4. There are futures on Bitcoin. You can trade them with NinjaTrader. Brad, that is a futures contract. Everybody wants to argue with me today. This correlates directly to Bitcoin in the real universe. How about that, Brad? Pretend it says BTC. It's fascinating to me. I'm literally giving them the keys to the universe. And they're going, wait a minute, there's no what are you shouldn't use red dots. That's, I'm so
It's
tired.
almost like you had a cure for cancer and someone tells you you're too narrow-minded.
I'm literally showing them the cure for cancer and they're arguing with me over the contract.
Yeah.
I can't take it. I'm so tired. And Q1 -4. I'm sorry, Brad, not at your expense. It's just, man, you're being weird and you need to stop. There you go. So Guess what's coming? Full moon -4. I wonder what it'll do. Okay, it works on everything. There we go. So if you click on the warp button, the following sarcastic moment has been brought to you by Lysol, cleaning coronavirus toilets worldwide. Please click
ShamWow.
on
ShamWow.
the link in your GoToWebinar chat box. GoToWebinar chat box. Sonia, you see the link? Sophia, you see the link? Brad, you see the link? Do you? At the very bottom of that page is a link. It says $24.95 one-time purchase. Now remember, I showed you in 2 days in one market over $3,000 hypothetical performance. In the euro dollar, I'm showing you signal after signal after signal. Go long, go long, go long. This is easily a $10,000 program. Easily. Most of you, I met a guy last week, he said he paid several $100,000 for trading tools. I can't. We're asking $24.95. Brad, did I ever say I traded Bitcoin futures? Did I ever say that? I have to stop the train, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, Brad, we're going to stop and talk about you for a second. Let's talk about you for a second, because clearly I'm not doing something right. What I said was if you place lunar phases on a Bitcoin chart with a 4-day offset, there was a correlation between the movements of the signals in relation to the expected gravitational field deltas. Is that what I said, or did you hear something different? You heard me say I trade Bitcoin futures. I pulled up a contract that I have data for on NinjaTrader that was March of 20. I don't know if it's a valid contract or not. I don't trade Bitcoin futures. In my classes, we look at the NASDAQ, CL, ES. Okay. Whether or not there is or isn't, I got data for it. And the last day that I have data for is March 5th. So Brad, somebody forgot to tell the guy at the CME to turn my data off. I'm guessing that this is exactly what Bitcoin looks like right now. The movements and the dates are the same. And when I put the full moon and new moon and signals on here, it's doing this. So at some point, there was a nerve in your brain that loved the idea of correcting me and didn't see the value of the system I was showing you. So here's the big moment. If there are no futures for Bitcoin, I'm not aware of that, and I'm sorry. I don't know why the data is coming into my computer. It is. If there's a contract, if there's a data for BTC that I can load that makes you happier, we can figure it out after the webinar, and those 4 numbers won't be there. But the dates and the movements are the same in relation to the lunar charts that I just showed you. Are there any other corrections that you want to make at this point? Any other aha, Maury Povich gotcha moments? Okay. On our website, if you want to purchase the software. Software that works on imaginary and non-imaginary instruments. You have to click on the orange Buy Now button. Mark Smith writes, someone will be showing up at your door wearing suits, asking how you tapped into their private BTC contract. We have a training room that meets Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 8:30 to about 11:30, 12 o'clock each day, the morning US session. In that session, we demonstrate simulated entries in popular futures and Forex markets. The markets we look at range between the NASDAQ, the E-mini S&P, the mini Dow, the DAX. Popular Forex markets include the Euro US dollar, Euro yen, dollar CAD, Australian dollar, basically whatever pair you're interested in, we can follow with you. We show the simulated entries using methods like the ones I described here today, rules-based, no discretion, mechanical. Some people find value in a training room like that. If that's something you like, you want to be involved in, it's normally $200 a month. When you get it, when you start out, it's only $95 a month, $25 a week, or about $4.50 a day, $1.10 an hour. I think we figured out the math one day. If you want it, just add it to your cart. If you don't want it, don't click it in there. There is a promo code for the software, WARP OFF. I'm going to type it into your chat box. Warp off. When you apply, it takes $500 off the price of your software. Included with your purchase. 2 computer licenses. This works for NT7 as well as NT8. You have free lifetime updates on your Warp software. That means if there's a NinjaTrader 9 version, we don't gouge you, hey, cough up some money. You get the update for free. You get 2 one-on-one 60-minute sessions with our staff, me, my partner, other people on board here. We will set up all of your charts with the optimal settings, the optimal parameters, working with your trade signals. So Dave, if you're on a tick chart, we'll set it up for you on tick charts. Sophie, if you're trading the New Zealand dollar yen or the New Zealand dollar pound, I know the best settings for those markets. I've been doing this over 10 years. Ron knows the best settings for these markets. You are not a snowflake. Someone else has traded that market that way before you. And so I want you to take advantage of that knowledge. It's included. We'll work with you the first session, get everything set up. Oh, by the way, it comes with free installation. If you don't like putting things on your computer and you want to make sure it's working right before you ever touch it, we'll log on to your computer via GoToWebinar. We'll request keyboard and mouse control. We'll put everything where it's supposed to go. This works on futures, Forex, equities, options, and I'm going to put crypto. If you have a data feed for crypto, it'll be loaded onto there. If you are a TD, Ameritrade, or an Interactive Brokers customer, that data will port automatically to NinjaTrader. If you're a Forex trader, NinjaTrader is free for charting and has a free Forex data feed, so you can see the signals for free on that chart. Brent, good job. That's cool, Mark. We have a video training archive. If you want to learn on your own pace, all of our videos are saved in a customer resource center where you can log in anytime for life and look at the classes that you need to refresh, get familiar with, and become an expert in the software with. In addition, if you, again, sign up when you get there for $95 a month, you'll have access to live training Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I don't want you in there more than a couple months. Come in, learn what you need to learn, get comfortable, and go. Yep, Dave, that's cool. We'll even help you with that. If you're worried about getting NinjaTrader, NinjaTrader is free for download. It comes with a 2 free week data trial. So you can have the software up and running and see our signals minutes from now. You just have to make a decision. The decision is pretty simple. Do I want to go it alone? Do I want to pretend that what I saw here today didn't happen? And be honest with you, most of the people who see this do. They like not knowing. They like the anticipation, the excitement, the rush. Feels good. It's kind of a break from life. It's gambling, but it's legal gambling, so who am I to judge? But some of you want to know what the signal times are coming up. Some of you want to know, hey, what's waiting for me on the other side of this chart? When are the next signals in gold coming up? When should I be ready? And we're the only company in the world that built a machine that tells you. And we're right about 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 times. Not because of the software, but just because banks change the times. And so it's never 100%, but nothing in trading ever really is. So if you want to wake up tomorrow and know the times, you want to be more relaxed, you want to be at ease, you want to use limit orders, not experience as much slippage, you want to know how long to stay in a trade, you want to know when to get out of a trade when it's not working right away, you want to follow a simple, easy, clutterless trading plan, have more time for your life doing the things that you want to do because you were trading, then we can help you out. If you like the other stuff, I got nothing for you. There are lots of other ways to gamble where you get cool stuff. The Bellagio will comp your room, you get a buffet. You may even have a picture with Elvis, Celine Dion. Britney Spears is losing her mind again, so there's always that chance. Vegas, you probably get a really good deal right now because it's a ghost town. But that's a more fun way to lose money. If you want to trade with a statistical edge developed over a decade, 6,000 customers, every major financial market in the world. Customers use the software to qualify for Top Step Trader accounts, traded in their personal accounts, the micros, full-size contracts, mini lots, full-size Forex lots, options, equities, buying and selling Tesla. We can help. And it would be an honor to be a part of that journey with you. I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Richard, the training will be coming up for the people who sign on board. Yes. When you sign up, as those things start coming in, we're going to build up the Skype room and get people oriented and trained before the event. So have you signed up yet? If not, now's a great time to get on there. Brad, I love you, brother. You complete me. You are Palpatine to my Skywalker today. And my lightsaber is sharper because of you. For that, I thank you.